Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck, chapter 114, Ichiko Nemuri. Last we left off, we learned Nico's motivation for betraying the Union and aligning himself with Ghost is that he has the unforgettable negation, and he is deeply mourning the loss of his wife. It's the only thing he can really remember of her, and it's his last image of her before she passed. Very sad. So, he's only had two goals in life. If he had to choose between his wife and defeating God, he chose his wife, and Ghost has presented basically a path to get his wife back from the dead. So, it's basically a fight to see who can recover the loves of their lives first, between Nico trying to get this Ichiko girl back, and of course Andy going after Fuko. And we open up with the flashback. A lot of this chapter is actually a Nico flashback.
Yeah.
So
exactly what we've been waiting for.
Yeah. Nico, turns out, is Senku from Dr. Stone, and he is stoked on science. He is like, I have used science to conquer God's rules. Science is a war against God. I guess, yeah. I mean,
sure, if you say so.
Honestly, I guess makes sense.
In this series, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy named Bao comes up, and he's
Bao Sakura.
Bao Saker.
Yeah, that's from yeah. You know who's Zatchbell.
Yeah. So yeah, he announces that the UMA black hole has been added. We don't know what the fuck's gonna happen here with that. And he's pissed because he hates it when new rules are added, because it just adds to the amount of things he has to learn, like new things he has to master. But yeah, someone comes in. Huis introduces a new person that's going to be helping Nico in the laboratory. She is also a new member of the Round Table in general. She has a negation of unsleep, which means that she never needs to sleep ever. And Nico is immediately extremely rude to her. He's like, this is how you dress yourself? You're a scientist. Put those tits away, sister.
Right, unsleep.
He said
more like unmodest.
He said, cover up those unsightly mounds of flesh. I'm like, oh my God.
Jesus. Mounds of flesh.
Yeah, what
I like how everyone is like, oh, come on. And she says no. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. There's buckets.
Yeah. And she's like, there's not a single unsightly area on my body. And he's like, what about your hair? Your hair's too long. It's going over your head.
And it's fucked up.
Yeah. But in any case, they start off on a bad foot, but you know what? They kind of come together, bond through science. She can't sleep, so all she does is science. And that goes really well for Nico because he is very much obsessed with science. She points out that she notices that Nico hates when God adds new rules. And he's like, yeah, the world keeps getting updated under our noses, and scientists and God are playing a constant game of cat and mouse. And he talks about how he's always wanted to know everything in the world, and he can't stand it when new rules pop up because that just moves the goalpost forward, it seems. And that's when Ichiko says that learning everything there is to know isn't science. Learning about what you don't know, now that's science.
Good point.
Yeah, that's how it is. And so she just collapses underneath. She just falls over whatever she was standing on. And Nico catches her, and he notices that she has these big black bags under her eyes because she never sleeps, and that sucks.
That does suck. And she doesn't ever need to sleep.
Yeah.
Then why would your body react to that?
I think she just can't sleep. It's not that her body doesn't need it. It's that
she's killing herself by just being a negator.
Yeah, it just sucks to be her particular negation sucks because she needs to sleep, but she cannot.
And she's going to die by the age of 28.
Something like that. I guess so.
Bro, you need to sleep, man. You're gonna kill yourself.
Nah, chill. I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah, you will. and it'll happen much sooner.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Yeah. So, you know, he notices the bags, and Ichiko has just like locked herself in the room ever since.
And she knocked him out too.
Yeah.
Knocked one of his teeth out too. Damn.
Yeah. They're gonna get together a little birthday party for her because it's her birthday soon. And Nico presents her a gift, this like little electric chair looking thing. She sits in it, she puts on the little helmet, and he turns on the machine, and the machine gets rid of the bags under her eyes. It's basically because Nico used the electric current to force her brain to misinterpret coordinates of her bags. So, you know.
That is so funny.
Yeah. So he basically scienced away her bags, put them on the top of her eyes so they look like eyeliner instead, like, or eyeshadow instead of like just bags under her eyes. And she looks at Nico and is like, "Science is lovely, isn't it?" And he says, "You're right, Ichiko." And we cut over to the presents where he says, "Science is lovely," after watching the clones that he's created out of his friends basically ramshackle fucking Andy on the floor.
Mutilate and destroy. I mean, you know, par for the course, right? Andy could take it.
Yeah, all the beautiful things science does.
I think emotionally, though, he's really hurt.
Yeah, he's not.
This might be one of those times Andy is like, man, I wish they would have chopped my brain up because this shit is a lot. This is heavy to think about, like your whole story. I don't know if he told Andy his whole story now, but
I think he's just remembering it. Thinking about it, now that we cut to the present, we see that Nico's the one with the bags under his eyes.
Yeah, interesting.
He hasn't slept.
And he has bolts on his forehead? Oh, those are the things
connecting
his head. Yeah. Now we know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he says science isn't about knowing everything. It's constantly seeking out new rules to understand and utilize. Now that's science. And that's why I've decided to accept it. If it means meeting you one more, I'll accept this new rule, Ghost. And we see Ghost behind Nico, taking him in. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do some weird merging shit. But that's where that chapter ends.
Right, I thought he was just kind of like behind him like a cloak. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping that's the case because that looks cool as hell, just like that.
Mm-hmm. So Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
Well, this was my RGC, which is crazy against One Piece and NJC 2000.
Certified RGC.
Is this the third time it's one RGC with you? I feel like it's been lately.
First time it was done consecutively, but no, the last time it's been a long time.
Yeah, I think it was RGC for both of us last week.
Yeah, last week. So I've really been digging this story with Nico. I mean with
with Nico.
With Nico. And it's kind of crazy that there's not only one person that he lost, but I'm assuming something happened to this girl too, since she was part of the round table and was nowhere to be found by the time Fuko and Andy joined the fray, you know? Something happened to her. I think she probably died from not sleeping.
Who, Ichiko?
That's my guess. Huh?
Ichiko?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know specifically how she died yet. So maybe
next chapter. Bro, I'm assuming she doesn't pass away. So, bro, he lost 2 people. And it was like, so the first story was about what drove him into like being this kind of mechanical mindset where he's just like fixated on eliminating God to get rid of the bad feelings and reset the world and shit, blah, blah, blah. See his wife again. And then there's this too, you know, after him being depressed and turning into a different type of person, being a scientist, because he wasn't a scientist prior. That was only after the case, after his mental capacity increased. But you know, he met this new girl and it lit another spark in his life, and she was gone too. So this is a broken dude, and I think that the manga got that across really well. Not to mention, I've really been digging the art. I don't know if we've mentioned that much from Undead Unluck, but I really like. I mean, not only do I like their style, I think he just does. it's something about like the eyes and certain facial expressions. It's just deceptive because Andy looks really generic sometimes because he has that same kind of cheesy face a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But he does have a wide array of techniques to display expression. I mean, look at how Andy looks when he's looking at like on the last couple pages when he's looking at this dude merging with Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
The way he went from him being clean faced to him having the bags under his eyes now, and it's like we don't know what happened, but I can already kind of piece together that something happened to her, and enough said. You feel me? Like he's not just someone that's making a decision off of a whim because Ghost came by. He would have been did this shit had that been a possibility. Like without doubt, you know what I mean? And maybe that's why he's always kind of been in the background doing his own thing because he wasn't with all that camaraderie. Mm-hmm. He had a very focused goal in mind, and I think to me it just was really impressive to me. What can I say? It's usually, I mean, these type of chapters could be so boring or so lackluster if it was like Black Clover or something else, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's a shot fired.
I don't want to keep throwing My Hero Academia under the bus.
Who am I, dude? Why? I thought I was the Black Clover guy. The Black Clover hater.
I like Black Clover. They actually mention that they do that really well with their characters as well. Make you really like go hard for them, but it's just that some of it is not always inspiring. But I don't know, man. Every backstory in Undead Unluck feels like it is the plot. This is the story being told. It's not just a means to an end. This is part of the story. Understanding these people's the tragedies that's come about from their ability and their mission to use these set abilities in order to change the world. It's just such a flip from how we usually see things, where people get abilities and there's just this general positive outlook about them, whereas this, like, it has directly led to tragedy and they had to live with these abilities and keep using them too,
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the case with like Fuko and Unstoppable and you know what I'm saying? Like they live with that every day, every time their abilities is used. That's about it. I thought it was really well done. Very emotional, good emotional breakdown. Can't wait to see this fight.
Yeah.
Know how Andy's gonna figure this one out.
Yeah, this is a pretty big level up for Undead Unluck, honestly. Like, it's been very good for a little while now. It's really kind of revolutionized itself from the Four Seasons saga, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the backstory with Nico is very interesting. I mean, she's definitely passed away just because, like, the Nico's actual negation seems to have come in, like, on her deathbed. That's why this is the only thing he really remembers.
Right, exactly. So that's what makes it so painful.
Yeah, so I mean, there's just there's Nico's backstory is so good and so sad. I can't wait to see it built upon. There's just like a little bit more depth to Undead Unluck these days that I've appreciated. I feel like maybe the artist, I'm not quite familiar with his name quite yet. It's been a minute. Yoshifumi Tozuka. I feel like he's finally found like a comfortable place from which to do this series, and I don't know if I've commented before on, like, every now and then it feels like he's on the run from like the editorial staff. Like, he's desperately just trying to like pull himself back out from the depths of cancellation.
They've been dodged the bullets and cancellations.
Yeah, but these are the moments.
Like Tom Cruise.
This is the moments when you let Undead Unluck rock. Like you see its full potential, and when it doesn't feel like he's being pressured to like succeed to a degree, and let him tell his story. It's actually really good. I agree with you also on the art. It's another level up we've seen. I feel like the Undead Unluck art for me has always been like good. It's good manga art. Very creative. He's always been really good with character designs and everybody looking different to a degree, but this is
to a degree, yeah.
Yeah, manga artists it's always so cool when you can track like the evolution of their art and you can watch them getting better. It's a very unique thing that you get with serialized artists like this, where you get to see them like really perfect their style over time. But yeah, I agree. There's the art is great. Undead Unluck has just been getting better and better. I'm so excited for it, and I'm very happy for it, to be honest. We used to think that it was like on its way out.
And now I'm just looking forward to it every week. I don't even think about it anymore being ending.
Yeah,
I think it might have a good ways to go.
Yeah, and we weren't saying that because we like hated it or anything. We were just worried.
Again, just to reiterate our shit. I hate reiterating my shit, but
it's true because we got misinterpreted.
Writing on the
wall. Lot. It's just we've been reading Jump for a while. We know how these things go. Our favorite series have been very potential heavy series have been canceled, and we've seen it happen. Yes. So, we've seen it all. We've been reading Jump for.
What was the biggest tragedy? So, it was
Enigma.
It had to be the series that author made that anime. Then he came over to do a manga.
Oh, Stealth Symphony.
Stealth Symphony. That was the name of it. Yeah, that was the biggest heartbreak because it came out of nowhere that it was like starting to end. We was like, what? Like, we thought that was the beginning of something.
Yeah.
Man, we thought we was going to still be talking about it today. Like that shit was One Piece or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? But anyway, I'm glad that's not the case for Undead Unluck. And
right.
I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Watch it be canceled tomorrow.